Good afternoon, everybody. This is Alana Trainer, and today I will be doing a presentation on the Shah Mosque of Isfahan. It can also go by the name of the Abbasi Great Mosque or the Imam Mosque if you hear about it post-Iranian Revolution in 1979. Just to give everybody a little bit of background information on the mosque, it was built from 1611 to 1630 during the Safavid dynasty. You can see with the grand scale of it that it had to be built during a time of great wealth, so that would be the Safavid dynasty, thanks to trade with the Europeans. It was commissioned or built upon the patron of Shah Abbas I after he moved the capital of the Safavid dynasty to Isfahan, as well as converted the state religion to Shia Islam, as he wanted a congregational mosque. The community uses this mosque as a center for prayer, but this is also a place of great cultural and economic significance because of its close proximity to the little market just outside of the main entrance. This also means that it is still in great use, so it is not undergoing great restoration projects, but more of a maintaining by the community. Like, it's cleaned every day and the tiles are buffed and replaced as needed. In my research, I found that the architects are primarily Badiq al-Zaman Tuni, Kali Akbar al-Isfani, and Mahib Kali. Also, while this obviously could not have been made by just this group of people, it was made by the large members of the community. Specifically in my research, I found that a lot of the calligraphy was done by Mohammad Reza al-Imami and Reza Abbasi. They spent multiple years working on a significant portion of the calligraphic art in the mosque. And because this is a religious center, a lot of the calligraphy that you see on the mosque is praising Muhammad and Ali. On this slide, we go over the floor plan of the mosque. In the center, with the two main boxes right in front of that rounded dome, you see a courtyard, which they called the shan, but it is also a 4-Iwan plan. So on each side of that rectangular courtyard, you see domes, as well as the largest dome and the entrance on the parallel sides. So that entrance to the bottommost portion of the figure opens to the outside in a large vaulted hallway. But there are also different courtyards within it and a hippo-style halls, which were primarily used for prayer. There are large entrances on each side that give the impression of being gateways to the spiritual world, as well as 4 significant minarets. So at the main entrance, you see those 2 giant poles, but they're not really poles, they're minarets. So the entrance has 2, they're 42 meters high, and then on the other side, there are 2 more at the entrance of the prayer hall, the largest dome you can see here. This picture really shows the enormity of the courtyard itself with the scale of the people, but this is the entrance towards the west side. Then here on the southwestern wall, there is a mihrab, which is a large metal tablet that's 10 feet tall and 3 feet wide. It is in the southwestern because that is the direction of Mecca, which is considered to be their holy land. Because of this directional significance, this is the most elaborate and ornate, decorated place of worship. Here's a better view of that mihrab and entrance. Because of the scale, you can really see the magnitude and monumentality of this entrance. If we go back to the plan that we looked at, you can also note that it's flanked by minarets 34 meters tall on each side. With this, you can really see the mastery of the engineers and architects in geometry with the principle of proportionality. Here and around the entire complex, you can see that it follows the golden rule, giving the viewer and pilgrim an example of the perfection of the creation of God. What really made me interested in this mosque was the makwarnas, which is these little divots in that entrance. There's such detail and beauty in that mathematical perfection. While they are most notably seen in this entrance, you can see them in other places across the complex. Like we've seen in other mosques discussed in the readings, this dome is the most monumental part of the Shah Mosque. While it is super distinct from Christian churches because it is so ornamental and decorative, while in Western churches we really only see like the brickwork, it is decorated with this beautiful glazed tile on the inside as well as the outside. In my research, I found that this dome was the tallest in the world when it was completed in 1629. Here we have the inside of that dome. It has that perfect symmetry again, almost a mandala effect, but kind of not really. But with that, you get almost a heavenly transcendence, where you have this spiritual moment like, wow, this is stunning. I am in the presence of God. With all that lovely tile, you have to wonder how that dome is being held up, but in my research I found that it is a double shelled dome with 14 meters of scaffolding and wood in between it. So the side walls are not supporting as much of the weight, but it also allows easier maintenance of the dome. It is almost acorn in shape. It really is a great feat of engineering. Now I just want to go back to this famous tile work that you can see. We talked about how these mosaics contain a large amount of calligraphy within them, but it is completed in this beautiful way with 7 colors: dark blue, light blue, the light blue is more Turkish, mined in Iran itself, as well as white, black, yellow, green, and biscuit, which is like a lighter type of a green. A lot of it is Quranic calligraphy because of the building's religious purpose in Tallulah script. So in addition to the brick, wood, and plaster, most of the material that the viewer sees is this tile work. It's really amazing that this tile work covers the majority of the complex's surface because it's so pleasing to look at. The blue is very, very calming. So when you enter this religious space, you are escaping the bazaars and the markets outside, the hustle and bustle of a capital city, to this place of meditation and prayer and reflection. And then here are my sources. So thank you for your time and listening to the Shah Mosque. I hope you found it as beautiful as I did.